Good morning, Brisas Geckos. Today is Friday, March 20th of 2020. Thank you for being back with me again for announcements. I have heard every day from different families that are saying they are enjoying announcements from home and that everybody is at home being respectful, responsible, and safe. So we have a lot of those to share this morning. So good morning and thank you for watching to Athena. She shared that she loved seeing Mrs. Dashay's video of her reading Grumpy Gloria. Ben from Mrs. Dashay's class this year also enjoyed that video and misses Mrs. Dashay very much. Ivy was very proud to see her dad, Mr. Sissel, earlier this week on announcements. We were proud of that too and appreciate you watching. Ruby in Mrs. Foster's class is out there watching and enjoying announcements every morning, and so is Sophia in Miss Anson's 4th grade class. All of them are out there watching. Families, we are able to continue to have announcements every morning, and we will do so as long as schools are closed, and we're happy to see you every morning. Please feel free to share these videos and reach out to other families that you would normally connect with at Brisas to let them know that we are here, and we hope that they join us every day to stay in touch and up to date with any information that we have as we have it. I have a few other examples of students who are working from home and their families wanted to recognize them for being respectful, responsible, and safe. So Keone from Ms. Scott's class, thank you so much. I heard that you are being responsible by doing iReady lessons every day and that you are starting to learn multiplication. That's a great way to use your time. We are proud of you for that. We have a few pictures of students that are coming up in a minute. One of those is Evan, our kindergarten friend, and he has another friend with us, but I will let you be surprised with that picture when it pops up so you can see who his friend is. He's been working from home. Quinn from Mrs. Yoshioka's class is also learning at home and practicing responsibility by making his bed every day, and his mom said she doesn't even have to ask him anymore or remind him, so that's really being responsible, doing it all on his own. We're proud of you, Quinn. And then Sophie has been working on her writing prompts and continuing to build her writing skills. We are proud of you for taking responsibility and doing that, Sophie. And Mark, her brother, has also been working on iReady lessons. So that is great. And here they are, some of them doing those things. Thank you so much, Brisas Geckos. You are such hard workers and we are so proud of you. Thank you, families, too, for continuing to share those shout outs of students that are watching from home and students that are working from home. And any pictures or videos you have to accompany that, we love to see it. You can always send your things to brisasnews@kyrene.org and we will do our best to share it. Families, you should have received a message from Dr. Vesley, our Kyrene superintendent, and she wanted to make sure that families were aware that starting Friday at 4:30, our buildings will be completely closed. So we have been closed to students, families, and the community, but staff have been able to come onto campus to get their things, work from their classrooms, or be in and out as they need. We are going to make sure that our buildings are completely closed starting Friday at 4:30 so that we can fully disinfect, fully clean, and we do not have any people going in or out of the classrooms or the buildings to make sure that when everybody returns from this break that we're going to be safe and healthy and that everything is clean and in the best condition that it could possibly be in. So one of the things that we needed to make sure that families were aware of is that there will be no one in the buildings to assist with anything after Friday at 4:30. That is when they are officially closing. So if you have a student that has been on medication or that regularly takes medication at school and you are needing to get that medication picked up and returned to you while we are on closure, we need for you to call the front office. Our phones are forwarded. There are always people there to answer the phones during normal school hours. Our phone number is 480-541-2000, and we need to make sure that you have a time set up that you can come in and that someone can meet you there sometime before Friday today at 4:30 so that you can make arrangements to pick up that medication and have that medication if your student needs it, because after that time we will not have anybody in or out of the buildings. Okay. We also have today for you a special announcement from Miss Winkelmann. She's going to be talking to you about keeping a positive mindset during this time and has a cool experiment that maybe you would like to try at home. So take a look.
Good morning, Brisas Geckos. It's Mrs. Winkelmann. I am here at my house in my office, at least my office for the time being, here at the kitchen table. I wish though that I could be looking through my door and seeing each and every one of you walking down the hallway, and I could be giving you a finger wave. I miss you very, very much. In the meantime, though, I do have this great window, and I get to look out and see my kids playing, and so that's certainly a nice part of my day as well. Boys and girls, I start every single day watching morning announcements with Miss Tilly, and I hope that you are doing that as well. For morning announcements today, though, I wanted to share a special message because we're all learning so much about keeping ourselves safe, whether we're here at school or now that we're at home. And so I want to give you just a little example of what that might look like. But to start out, I want to recognize Roman. That's Roman. And today, Roman, is a special day, right?
Yep.
What's going on today?
Today's my birthday.
Yay!
I'm officially 12 now.
Officially 12 years old. Boys and girls, this is Archie too, so he likes to join us once in a while. So Roman, I know it's your birthday, and we listened to Mr. Sissel talk about how we got to have a good mindset, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, and I just want to recognize you because you have just had a positive mindset because it is your birthday, and if it wasn't everything that was going on right now, you'd maybe be at the mall with your friends. Maybe you'd want to go to where else, like main event or something like that, right? And you can't do any of those things.
Yeah, it sucks, but it's my birthday. It's still fun.
Okay, good. Well, I appreciate your mindset because that does make a positive impact. And the reason why, boys and girls, we can't go, and I know your moms and dads have talked to you about this as well, we can't do some of the things that we could do before, at least for right now, because we want to make sure that we prevent the spread of germs, right?
Yeah.
And germs can be tricky, I tell you what, right? So we're going to show you an example of what germs, how tricky germs can be. So Roman, let's take some pepper and let's pour it in this water. And the pepper is going to represent all the germs, all right? And germs are everywhere. Germs aren't new. We've had germs our whole life. And germs, they're just everywhere, and you don't see them like pepper, but we're going to pretend that the pepper is germs today.
Put this to the side.
All right, so Roman, go ahead and put maybe your finger in there because we touch everything, doorknobs and tables. And okay, so the germs.
So much germs.
So just touching normal things, you can get germs on your body, right? Okay, and they cling to you, and then you can move them from place to place, right?
Yep.
All right, but we've been talking at school before spring break, and I know your moms and dads have been talking to you. Gordon's been telling us about how important it is to wash our hands. When you wash your hands, it's crazy what happens, right? We know that washing your hands is a good thing, but let's see what happens when you put soap on your hands or your finger. So here's just some soap, right? Okay. All right, so you have a clean finger.
Yeah, with all the soap.
All right, very good. So now let's see what happens when after you wash your hands and then you come in contact with germs. What ends up happening?
Whoa.
Wow. Look at that. The germs just went away. Lift up your finger, Roman. Okay, look at that. There are no germs even on your finger. That's amazing. So what we learned when you showed me this experiment, and I thought it was such a great visual, we now know that when we wash our hands, it's not just because mom and dad's telling me that I have to wash my hands, right? There's a really good reason why we're doing that because it is a very effective way of making those germs stay away.
Yes.
So awesome. So boys and girls, please continue to wash your hands as often as you can, right? Always before we eat. But several times throughout the day, and that is just another great way for us to keep safe when we're at home, right?
Yep.
All right, awesome. And you are welcome to do that experiment at home too. So.
It's very cool.
All right, very good. And did you say that there was somebody else at school that has a birthday?
Oh yeah, shout out to Ekin. Today's her birthday too.
That's awesome. All right, very good. All right, well, we'll tune in again real soon. Boys and girls, have a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Happy birthday to you, Roman, and thank you to Roman and Mrs. Winkelmann for showing us that experiment. I'm sure there are some families that would like to try that at home to see how we can keep ourselves safe from germs. What a good example. Next, and like always on at-home announcements, we have a read aloud from one of our teachers who is missing her students very much. This is Mrs. Herding. She is a 5th grade teacher, and she is going to be reading The Paper Bag Princess. Here it is. Enjoy.
Hello, Brisas Geckos. Mrs. Herding here, or you may know me as Abigail, Addison, and Aubriana's mom. And we've been doing a lot of reading from home together while we've had our extra break. And one of the books that we read was the paper bag princess, and I thought that you guys might like to have it shared with you as well. This is not your typical fairy tale. So this book is by Robert Munch, and the art is by Michael Marchenko. It's to Elizabeth. Elizabeth was a beautiful princess. She lived in a castle and had expensive princess clothes. She was going to marry a prince named Ronald. She's very in love with Ronald, as you can see. Unfortunately, a dragon smashed her castle, burned all her clothes with his fiery breath, and carried off Prince Ronald. Elizabeth decided to chase her dragon and get Ronald back. She looked everywhere for something to wear, but the only thing she could find that was not burnt was a paper bag. So she put on the paper bag and followed the dragon. He was easy to follow because he left a trail of burnt forests and horses' bones. Finally, Elizabeth came to the cave with a large door that had a huge knocker on it. She took hold of the knocker and banged on the door. The dragon stuck his nose out of the door and said, "Well, a princess. I love to eat princesses, but I have already eaten a whole castle today. I am very busy, dragon. Come back tomorrow." He slammed the door so fast that Elizabeth almost got her nose cut. Elizabeth grabbed the knocker and banged on the door again. The dragon stuck his nose out of the door and said, "Go away. I love to eat princesses, but I have already eaten a whole castle today. I'm a very busy dragon. Come back tomorrow." "Wait," shouted Elizabeth. "Is it true that you are the smartest and fiercest dragon in the whole world?" "Yes," said the dragon. "Is it true," said Elizabeth, "that you can burn up 10 forests with your fiery breath?" "Oh, yes," said the dragon, and he took a huge deep breath and breathed out so much fire that he burnt up 50 forests. "Fantastic," said Elizabeth, and the dragon took another huge breath and breathed out so much fire that he burnt up 100 forests. "Magnificent," said Elizabeth, and the dragon took another huge breath, but this time nothing came out. The dragon didn't even have enough fire left to cook a meatball. Elizabeth said, "Dragon, is it true that you can fly around the world in just 10 seconds?" "Why, yes," said the dragon, and jumped up and flew all the way around the world in just 10 seconds. He was very tired when he got back, but Elizabeth shouted, "Fantastic, do it again." So the dragon jumped up and flew around the whole world in just 20 seconds. When he got back, he was too tired to talk, and he lay down and went straight to sleep. Elizabeth whispered very softly, "Hey, dragon." The dragon didn't move at all. She lifted up the dragon's ear and put her head right inside, and she shouted as loud as she could, "Hey, dragon!" The dragon was so tired, he didn't even move. Elizabeth walked right over to the dragon and opened the door to the cave. There was Prince Ronald. He looked at her and said, "Elizabeth, you are a mess. You smell like ashes. Your hair is all tangled, and you are wearing a dirty paper bag. Come back when you are dressed like a real princess." Not very nice. "Ronald," said Elizabeth, "your clothes are really pretty, and your hair is very neat. You look like a real prince, but you are a bum." They didn't get married after all. So, not your typical fairy tale happy ending, but it was a happy ending for Elizabeth. Maybe not so much for Ronald. Brisas Geckos, I hope you have a great day. I miss you and hope to see you all soon.
Well, thank you again, Ms. Herding, for your read aloud. We appreciate it. Families, remember that we post those separately every day. So if ever you want to go back and hear that story again, it is always there for you to see. It will post later today. Okay. Now it is time to talk about peace and students being respectful, responsible, and safe. And to help me with that, I have Gordon again. Good morning, Gordon. How are you? Thank you for coming back with me. Well, Gordon, all week long, families have been sending us names of students who are being respectful, responsible, and safe. Gordon and I put them all here in our little jar, just like if it was your classroom dump bucket. On Fridays, we always pick those winners, right? And we read them on announcements. So if your family sent me an example or sent me a little email or story about you being respectful, responsible, or safe, your name is in here. Okay, so let's see who we're going to pick out. Gordon, do you want to pick? Go ahead. Gordon's going to pick us out a name. Ooh, here it is. And always the weekly winner gets a pencil and a certificate. So let's see who is getting that. It is Noah Salinas. We had a picture, or actually a little video earlier this week that Noah's mom had sent us of him working from home. So congratulations, Noah. You were being responsible. And when you get back to us at school, when we are open again, we will have your certificate and your pencil for you to help you celebrate and to recognize you for that. So great job. All right, Gordon, we're going to talk about peace. Are you ready to talk about peace? We figured out, I wasn't too sure yesterday, but on field day, the day before spring break, we were at 74 peace days. So we have to think about how many peace days we are at now so we can continue counting. Remember, before we left for break, your classes voted on how they would like to celebrate when we got to 75 with a spirit day. So if we get to 75, I will let you know if we're going to have a spirit day. Okay, so 74, think about if Friday field day was a peaceful day. Yes, that means that we are now at 75 peace days, Gordon. Woo! Great job, everybody. Okay, you also have been voting online with our stories if your families at home think it's a peace day, right, Gordon? So we're thinking about Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Were they peaceful days at home? And we said yes, yes, and yes. So that brings us to 76, 77, 78 days of peace. Congratulations, geckos. We are proud of you. So what that means for us always is that we celebrate that with a spirit day. Before we left, you voted, and Miss Hightower has said that the spirit day that you picked was sports day. So that means even though we're home, Monday is going to be our spirit day for sports day. Gordon, do you have an idea of how you'd like to dress up? Maybe it's your favorite team shirt, maybe it's sports equipment, maybe you go all out and have all kinds of stuff that goes with sports. But whatever you would like to do to celebrate that day, Monday on announcements from home and from you working at home, feel free to dress up in your sportswear and of course take pictures and videos of yourselves and send them in to us, okay? All right, so at this time, that's the end of our announcements and we hope that you stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and have a peaceful day.